Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Monday Lunchtime Digest. My name is Hayley Twyman-Brack. I'm with the Oklahoma Counseling Institute. Hopefully, Micah will be joining us here momentarily. And so there is lots to update you all on this week. So we have a lot of incredible trainings coming up, and starting next week, that is right, next week, we launch our fall webinar series. And so we are very happy to welcome Ashley Munns at 9 o'clock a.m. on Saturday, September 7th. She will be talking about infant mental health. And so infant mental health is mental health therapy that is tailored for kiddos under the age of 5. And so I think you're in for a treat. I've known Ashley for a while. She's done some great trainings with us in the past. And so I'm excited for that training. Also, on Saturday, September 7th at 2 p.m., we'll be welcoming Dr. Christine Coleman. Dr. Christine Coleman is a psychologist out of California. She'll be talking about ethical considerations for serving Latinx families and individuals. And so 2 great trainings coming to you live. I am also happy to announce we have a couple of new speakers lined up for our winter webinar weekend. One of those is Jessica Patterson. So she is the clinical director with the Marriage and Family Therapy Program at Oklahoma Christian University, and she'll be giving a 3-hour presentation on supervision. So that will be Friday, December 6th. I believe she's at 9 a.m. Friday, December 6th. And then on Thursday, December 5th, we are also happy to welcome Dr. Carrie Smedley. So Dr. Carrie Smedley, she comes to us from the Northeast, and she is a clinical psychologist who will be talking about cognitive behavioral therapy with autism. And so very happy for those trainings coming up. Our winter workshop weekend is lining out great. And so the registration for those 2 events will be posted later this afternoon. But as always, if you have any questions about our upcoming trainings or anything like that, feel free to email us hello@edmondcounseling.com or send us a message at 405-440-3034. Also, if you're ready to sign up now, you can go to counselinginstitute.org. Like I said, those 2 trainings will be available later this afternoon for sign up. But in the meantime, we also have September 7th trainings up, as well as a few others already up and ready to go. And so that's what's going on with Oklahoma Counseling Institute's trainings. We also have 2 weeks from today, 2 learning collaboratives starting up. So consultation groups. The first one will be at 8:30 in the morning with Dr. Scott Secor. It'll be a consultation group on acceptance and commitment therapy. And then on 10:30 on Mondays, we'll have Dr. Kayla Black doing a consultation group on written exposure therapy. And so if you're interested in joining either one of those consultation groups, you can go to counselinginstitute.org, or you can shoot us a message, send us an email. We'll be happy to provide more of that information. So that's what's going on in the world of the Oklahoma Counseling Institute. Let's talk a little bit about the world of mental health. And so one thing that's going on in Oklahoma is Grand Mental Health Services, previously known as Grand Lake, is starting what they call a caravan. I thought that was a really clever name. And so the purpose of their caravan is to set up their van, set up their shop in historically underserved communities in Oklahoma. For example, from what I understand, they're set up in Cushing today. And so through the caravan, they set up in these rural parts of Oklahoma and help folks to become aware of what services are available to them. I know Grand Mental Health provides a lot of case management services, mental health services, so on and so forth, crisis intervention. And so they're set up there to let folks know that, hey, we're in your area. These are the services we can provide, whether in person or online. And also they're there to help folks get connected with someone who can help them to get signed up for Medicaid services or other case management services. And so Grand's Caravan will be setting up all across the northeastern part of the state, but you can learn more about that on News 9's website. And so in the world of mental health at large, there was a study that was published last week from Michigan State University. And according to this research, placebos appeared to reduce stress, anxiety, and depression, even whenever the participants knew that they were placebos. And so what the researchers posited was that these placebos, even if folks know that they're not helpful, they can be a low burden, easy way for folks to get some assistance or some help with their stress management whenever maybe medication is not available or whenever mental health care is not available. And my research brain got to thinking about this study. And I do wonder, because part of the study too was the participants had to meet with researchers once a week to do that check-in. And so I'm not really sure what the check-in entailed. It didn't really say, what exactly was asked during that time. But with these check-ins, I do wonder if just having that space set aside for them once a week for 15 minutes, an hour, however long it was, to be able to talk about, hey, how is your stress this week? How's your anxiety this week? What are your symptoms? Just having that outlet and having that person to connect with. I wonder if that also helped with the stress and anxiety on top of the placebos, or having that opportunity to check in led them to reflect on, hey, how am I doing? Maybe they're more mindful of their stress, more mindful of their anxiety, and thus we're able to maybe do something to relax a bit before that anxiety or stress got too high. So just some food for thought. Not really sure, but it was a very interesting study, and that is on Science Daily if you're interested in learning more. And so I'm not sure if Mike is able to join us today, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to our winner for this week. Drum roll. I'm not the drummer, my spouse is. My drumming's not too great. So our winner this week is Karen Pounds. Karen, thank you so much. So Karen, she commented and she liked, and she also liked the repost of our Monday Lunch Digest. And so Karen, oh, there's Micah. Let's see if we can add him to the stage. Hello, Micah.
Hey, everyone. Yeah, internet difficulties on a Monday morning. Wouldn't you know it? So, Hayley, happy Monday. Good to see you.
Monday. Good to see you. I was just announcing the winner for the week, which is Karen.
Hey, congratulations, Karen. I think she might be like one of our top winners. She just consistently, supports us by posting and commenting and things like that. And then, Hayley asked me to pick a number between 1 and whatever number of comments, likes, shares we've had. And then I use the random number generator on Google to come up with a number. So this is completely random. Karen, you are a lucky person, and thank you so much for your support. So we really appreciate it. And so I'm going to look and see what Karen hasn't gotten to try to get her something so that she doesn't end up with a whole bunch of one thing. But thank you so much, Karen, for your support. Really, really appreciate that.
Yes, thank you, Karen. And if you would like to be like Karen, you can answer this week's question. But before we get to that, Micah, do you have any mental health news? I talked a bit about Grand Mental Health's new caravan, and I talked a bit about some new research on placebos. Do you have any updates in the world of mental health?
Well, actually, I was going to talk about Grand's caravan as well. And so I thought that that's really a neat idea. That, as I'm sure you've already stated, that they're going around to rural communities and talking with people about what types of services that they might be eligible for. I think they're going out to Cushing today. Mm-hmm. And so, as I was reading that article, and I'll share it on the Facebook feed here in a little bit. It was an article from News 9. But thinking about just how the stigma of mental health is less than what it was. I can't imagine something like that going around back, whenever I first started in mental health, which licensed in 2001. So I'm getting trained in the late 90s and then start practicing in the early 2000s. And so something like that, the stigma was so much, I don't know if anything like that would have even been tried or if it would have been successful. And, we had like the mental health screenings in schools. I mean, we had started that where, people come and if they're depressed and stuff. And then from my understanding, a lot of the kids I worked with at the time didn't like even going to those because they were afraid that even just going to that they would be stigmatized. And I don't know, I don't work in the school setting at all now. So I don't know how much that's changed, but I think just because of where we are in society now, that's just to go to one is not seen as taboo, and getting mental health help hopefully doesn't have the taboo either. So all of that to say, I think that that's really neat that they're going around and doing that. So that's the mental health news that I had for this week as well. And I'm sure you told everyone about what's going on with OCI.
Yes, I made a couple of announcements that Dr. Carrie Smedley's training on CBT for adults with autism and Jennifer Patterson's LMFT-centric supervision training will be available for sign up this afternoon. So very excited to have both of those. Both of those folks will be joining us for the winter webinar weekend, and we have quite the lineup. I'm very excited. Also, forgot to announce too, Dr. Brian Pilecki is joining us again. So, Dr. Brian Pilecki did a 3-hour training on psilocybin assisted mental health treatment and emerging research. And so, he'll actually be joining us again our winter workshop weekend. So, that will be Saturday, December 7th at 9 a.m. And so our winter workshop weekend is lining up great, Micah. We've got some wonderful presenters ready to go.
Fantastic. Yeah, that is really exciting that we have that. We have the consultation groups coming up with written exposure therapy and also acceptance commitment therapy. And people are signing up for those. Those start here in just a couple of weeks. September 9th is whenever that starts. So as your kiddos, are starting back to school, might be some time to do some learning on your own to help get more competent in those areas. And as I've mentioned before, not only just to better help our clients, but also to better protect us legally if, God forbid, we were to get like a civil lawsuit or something like that, that we can show that we've had extra consultation in these areas. So certainly check those things out. And then kind of our other big news is that Edmond Counseling, that we're moving. So we're moving a couple of buildings to the west. And so we're going to have more offices. We have outgrown the space that we're in now. And currently we have a position open for a full-time therapist and a part-time therapist position. So if you feel like that, you want to look at maybe doing something. I'm sorry, my dog is barking. Benny, hush. If you want to do something a little bit different in your practice, then certainly check us out. You can learn everything at oklahomacounselingjobs.com. And we try to do things a little different rather than giving people just a, really unrealistic workload that they burn out, that we try to help people, our clinicians, to be able to pace themselves and to be able to kind of take care of their own mental health in that way. I mean, there's times whenever I can work harder, and then those times I just kind of need to slow down for a little bit. And so unfortunately, a lot of these places that offer some of these higher salaries that look really, really appealing on the surface, come to find out that their workloads are so extreme that people get burned out really quickly. So trying to find that nice middle ground between working for a larger healthcare system, and being in private practice, kind of freedoms of private practice, while also having the benefits and things like that, without having just this horribly unrealistic workload that some of these places with salaries and things put on people. So I'll quit preaching about how great we are. But anyway, certainly check out at oklahomacounselingjobs.com, because we'll be looking to fill those positions pretty quickly. So check that out. And our question for the day, for the week, Hayley, is what? What is our question?
Our question for the week is, what are you looking forward to this long Labor Day weekend? And so, Micah, what are you looking forward to?
Well, this is my nice segue to say I'm looking forward to moving to the new office space. So we're going to be doing that at the end of the week. And then also, since it is a holiday weekend, be going in there and trying to get things ready for clients come Tuesday morning. So that is what I'm going to be doing. And Hayley, I know that you're going to be working to help us move it as well, but I bet you probably have funner things in store than necessarily I do. So what do you have for this weekend?
On top of the rollicking good fun we'll have Thursday and helping you all move, because I know you're calling in the big guns. That's why you're having me come in. My sweetie and I are going to Black Mesa, and so I've driven by there as a kid, but I've never camped there, never trekked there, and so we're going to go sleep outside for 3 days. So sounds like a great weekend for us.
Oh no, not me. I am not a sleep outside type of person. I've done that a couple of times, and I need a nice, hotel, motel nearby with a warm shower, a soft bed. I like going out and hiking whenever the weather is, nice. It's not horribly hot or horribly cold. But no, I got to get back to a nice warm shower in bed. So no camping out for me ever.
There's going to be no internet connection. There's not going to be like anyone around. It's going to be quiet, and oh man, it's going to be awesome. Like missing out, sleeping on the ground under the stars.
No, 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 no. Now, I mean, I love stars, and I stand outside, look at them, and then I'm going to go back inside, have all my modern day amenities. So that's me. So would love to
Yeah.
hear what your plans are for this weekend. And if you want to throw in, if you're a camping person or not, you can certainly throw that in too. But anyway, thank you everyone for supporting us. And anytime that you like, share a post, you give a comment on a post, you attend one of our on-demand workshops, our live webinars, or in-person trainings, and you're helping to support our mission of providing quality continuing education for mental health professionals. So thank you guys so much for doing that.
Yes, and be like Karen, like, share, comment on this post, and maybe you'll win next time, or maybe Karen will win again. She
And
knows
she
the
might.
She
Who knows?
might.
She's pretty lucky,
She
but we
is.
appreciate her support and everyone's support that supports us. We've had several frequent winners, and so thank you guys so much for that.
Yes. Thank you so much. And no Monday Lunch Digest next week, right, Micah?
That's right. Yeah, it'll be a holiday, so we'll see everyone in 2 weeks.
We'll see you on the 9th. Take care, everyone.
All right. Bye, everyone.